Sisters, welcome back to our channel. And yes, before you ask, I'm sitting on the ground because we just moved and I didn't get a new chair yet, so I don't have anywhere else to sit for this video other than on the ground. So that's where we're at right now. If you want to see a little sneak peek room tour, then yeah, there's a lot to it, I know. But yeah, it's gonna be cool, so don't worry. Today I'm going to give you guys my top 10 Netflix recommendations for TV shows. And here's the thing. So I haven't really watched that many TV shows. I mean, really I haven't because I don't know why. I just don't really watch much TV, or Netflix I mean. But there's a few that I really like. And I still haven't finished all of those ones. It's complicated, but basically I'm just going to tell you my top 10 Netflix suggestions, recommendations, whatever you want to call it. And most of these I've watched at least some of. Some of them I haven't watched too much of, but I watch a good amount of most. So here we are. And these are in no particular order, just kind of like what I thought of first. So let's get into it. Number 1 is The 100. I don't know if you say The 100 or The 100. The 100. The 100? Okay, whatever. However you say it is probably the first TV show that I actually really started watching on Netflix, and I started watching it like last year. I think it was actually on the flight to Hawaii. So I started watching it then, and it's about... Okay, so like the setting, I guess I need to tell you guys about first, is in like a post-apocalyptic space. So basically there are a bunch of bombs that ruin the world, and then survivors went up into space and lived there, and there are definitely some juvenile delinquents, and those are the 100 kids, I guess, that are sent down onto Earth to see if it's survivable as like test dummies, and it just follows their whole journey to see what's that one? Oh, there's a plane. Okay, it follows their whole journey learning about Earth and seeing if it's survivable or whatever, and they have some run-ins with some things on Earth, and some things happen, and then some fights within the group of the 100, and then communicating with the people up in space, their parents, their, everybody they know. And yeah, so there are 6 seasons, I think, and they're all on Netflix. There's going to be one more, the 7th season, but it's going to air next year probably like next year, so obviously it's not on Netflix yet. Number 2 is Legacies. So here's the thing, I started watching this on the plane ride back from Canada, I think, from Victoria in July, and it was just one of those, I don't know, have you ever been on a plane where they have the screens and then they have all those TV shows and like movies and stuff you can watch? Well, it was one of those TV shows where it had like 2 or 3 episodes there that you could watch just on the plane. So I decided to start watching it, and I didn't like love it at first because I never really love any TV show at first, but then you kind of like learn to love it, I guess. I don't know. And it's really a good show. So if you don't know, which I didn't know, it's actually I think the 3rd series, I guess, in the whole Vampire Diaries franchise, whatever you'd call it. So it's the Vampire Diaries, and then the originals, and then Legacies. So I just started watching Legacies, and I understood it just fine. So I guess it'd probably be more like, I think you'd see more Easter eggs, I guess you can kind of say, like make more connections if you watch the other ones first, but it was still really good to watch, just on its own. And there's only 1 season on Netflix right now, but The second one is currently, that's such a fancy word. No, it really isn't. Okay. Is on TV right now, like every week they release an episode. So I don't know what time that is or anything like that. I just know that it is, and I'll wait for it to come on Netflix to watch it. Okay, so number 3 is called The Society, and this one I watched while I was sick in May or something. So I watched the whole thing in like probably like a week or something, and it was really good. It was, I think it's a Netflix original, so it was one of those things like right at the top. So it's like, watch this, and I was like, okay. So it's about this group of kids. I think they're all seniors in high school, maybe juniors too. I don't know, but they all are going on a field trip. So they have school buses, and then they're going to some sort of like mountain thing or something like that. And they all end up falling asleep on the way there, which is weird. But they end up waking up in the town they live in, and then the bus driver's like, oh, the road was closed, so we couldn't go to the field trip. Oh no, okay, bye. And then he dropped them all off, all the kids, in just like the town square. And then they're all like, oh, okay, well, let's get home. And their parents weren't there. Like, nobody was there in the town other than the kids and just themselves. So they have to work out how to work together as a society and get along and do like regular society things like jobs and all that. And then it also shows some different dynamics within the group. So there are probably like 6 main characters, and then it really just follows all of them on their daily lives. Not when they're just hanging out together, but when they're on their own, and then it kind of gets into their backstory too. So this one is really interesting because it doesn't really give you a solution to why this happened or anything like that in the first season, so have to wait for season 2. Number 4 is the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. I watched this last December, like before Christmas, so for some reason I just associate it with Christmas, where it should really be associated with Halloween probably, but it's okay. They have a Christmas episode, so it makes it all better, and that is why I started watching it in December, because I really wanted to finish it and watch the winter solstice, something like that, their Christmas episode before Christmas, and I didn't do that, but I ended up watching it all eventually, and it was super good. So if you don't know already, it's about a girl who's 16, or about to turn 16, and she's half witch, half mortal, so she has to choose one of the sides before her, or on her 16th birthday, and that means also choosing one of the lives, and it's a good show. So that's basically what the whole season 1 is about just her deciding which side she wants to choose, and then with some monsters, of course, because gotta have them. Number 5 is Stranger Things. Okay, so I know basically everybody has watched Stranger Things, but if you haven't, then I don't know what you're waiting for. Just watch it. It's a good show. I say that about every show. It's a good show, but it is a good show. Everybody loves it, and I don't know what it is about it, but it's just so good. Like the writing, the script, the cast, they're all good. Everybody, the storyline's interesting too. So yeah, if you don't know, it's about some kids that grow up in the 80s, and then their whole life is normal. They're just like do normal, like boy, like D&D, Dungeons and Dragons. And then there's a girl they find. She was actually a government experiment, and then they have to fight off monsters together. And yeah, that's pretty much it. But it's really good. I would highly recommend watching it. Number 6 is actually a new Netflix show. It's a Netflix original, so it had one of those like banner things like watch this. So I did. I started watching it a couple weeks ago. I haven't finished it yet, but I will eventually. That's like the main show I'm watching right now. So it's really, really good. Daybreak. At first, I was kind of skeptical because it seemed so like cheesy and like ugh. But like it really wasn't once you really got into it. It was just kind of how, how the show's format was. So you just kind of had to get used to that. But once you got used to it, it's so good. And all the colors and the lighting and all that. Like, look at the sky. If you watch it, look at the sky in the background and stuff. It's so, like, aesthetically pleasing. It's amazing. Sounds so weird, but you'll know what I mean when you watch it. So it's about a post-apocalyptic Los Angeles. And everybody died in some bombs, except for all the teenagers and kids, I guess, too. You don't really see as many kids. And all the adults either died or turned into sort of zombie-like things called ghoulies that try and, like, attack the kids. So that kind of adds to the story. And then, of course, there's, like, feuds between different tribes and stuff like that. I don't even know how to explain it other than that, but, like, the characters that they chose and the character development is really good. And it's a really interesting story. There's a lot of different plot twists that you don't, or I didn't expect at least. And I would highly, highly recommend it. Like, if you don't like the first episode, just keep watching because it's super good. And then you'll probably get hooked on it. So, yeah. You're welcome. Number 7 is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So one of my friends recommended this to me, and I started watching it like maybe a month ago or something, and it's really good. I haven't watched that much of it yet because moving and stuff, but it's good. If you like Marvel, then you'll definitely like it because it's basically just the agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Working together to, solve different Marvel-related problems. I really don't know any other way to describe it, but that's basically what it is. Like, the team working together to solve different problems that would happen in the Marvel universe, but, like, with some practical, everyday things mixed in. That's how I can explain it. Okay, number 8 is Alexa and Katie. So I wouldn't watch this show, like, I don't think I would have ever picked up the remote and clicked on this show on my own, but my little sister Emmy, she loves this show. She's probably watched it like 20 times, and honestly, I've never actually chosen to watch it myself, but she always has it playing wherever and whenever, so whenever I walk by, or if I'm like hanging out downstairs, then I see a lot of it. So I've pretty much watched the whole series, but like in clips, I would say. So it's a good like family show, I would say, or like if you're watching with like your sisters or something. It's about 2 girls, one of them Alexa, and the other one is Katie. So Alexa has cancer, and Katie's her best friend, and she's like a really good best friend. So she's trying to help Alexa with whatever she can. And Alexa and Katie are both starting high school, but Alexa doesn't want anyone to know that she has cancer. So then Katie, helps her out as much as she can with that and does some crazy stuff, but it's best friend goals for sure. Number 9 is Charmed. This is actually another one of those shows that I haven't really watched. I haven't picked up the remote and clicked on this show myself, but Emmy and my mom love this show. It is one of my mom's favorite shows, so I've seen a good amount of clips of it and all that stuff to say that it's a good show. They have actually 2 different versions of this one, an older one and then a newer one. And the newer one I think is still like on air. I think there's still episodes being released, and I I think I've only just watched stuff from the first show, or first version of the show, and it's about 3 sisters that find out that they're witches, actually, and they have to work together to solve and fight monsters and stuff, and also be like normal working women at the same time. Guys, we're on the last one. Number 10 is Prank Encounters. This is a new Netflix original hidden camera horror TV show. A lot of categories, but it's starring, or I guess like you know how on the prank shows there's like the one like guy behind the whole thing where there's like coordinating the pranks and stuff. So speaking of Stranger Things, it's the kid that plays Dustin. I don't know how to say his name, right? Hopefully I'm not messing it up. I think it's Gaten Matarazzo. So he's the kid that plays Dustin on Stranger Things, and he's the one that's like coordinating the pranks and coming up with all that stuff. So it's basically a hidden camera TV show, but with like a horror twist. So basically I'm not sure, I think it's like 2 people each episode are hired at like a day job where they're going to do something like babysitting or helping at a birthday party, whatever it is. And then scary things start to happen, and they have actors in on it that are doing the scaring, and then they get the real reactions of the people that were hired. And yeah, it's funny and a little bit like scary, I guess, but it's all fun. It's an interesting idea, and it's a good show, so I'd recommend it. Okay, that's my top 10 Netflix recommendations to watch right now, and I tried to get some of the underrated ones too, or ones that not everybody knows about, so you could definitely have something new to watch. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to give this a big thumbs up, comment down below if you found anything new to watch, hit that big red subscribe button, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye!